praying that it's going to be Harris, because at the end of the day, I don't know much about her, but anybody got to be better than Trump. If he becomes president, we might as well forget it, because he's going to take so much away from us, especially black people and Spanish people, Indian people, anybody that's not Caucasian, that has money. Even Caucasian people, you know what I'm saying? Anybody that is not middle class, we're gonna suffer the most. I'm not middle class, I'm not poor, but I'm not middle class. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not living paycheck to paycheck, but I'm not rich either. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I pay my bills, I can still go on a cruise or a trip somewhere. I can still hang out and party. I can still go shopping and buy a bunch of clothes. But I'm not rich. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's a lot of people out here that's not poor, but they're not rich. You know what I'm saying? But they still need the things that they need in this world to survive. And he's talking about taking away so much that everybody, I honestly believe that everybody that votes for him, God forbid if he wins, they all are going to regret it, because we're going to have 4 years of this idiot. 4 years of us struggling, trying to get back to where we are now. I just wish a lot of his voters would really open their eyes to see exactly who he is, what he's really about, and the fact that he's not for anybody but himself. He's not even for his own family. He's for himself and what he can get. He said it on one of his rallies or whatever. He said it. He said, "I don't care about you. I just want your vote." And they laughed. They thought it was funny. He was serious. And they thought it was funny. He said, "I don't care about y'all. I just want your vote." And they thought that was just him being funny. Listen to what he's saying. He's not joking. He's not playing with y'all. He don't care about nobody. He just wants your vote. He's going to make all kinds of promises until he wins. God forbid he won't. But if he was to win, he's going to make all the promises in the world, because he needs your vote in order to win. But if he wins, everything that he promised is going to go down the drain. And everybody that voted for him is going to feel stupid, and they're going to be wishing that they never did. But it'll be too late, because now we're going to have to deal with him for 4 years, unless he gets locked up. God willing, he'll get locked up, because he cannot be a president from the jail cell. So, I don't know. And J.D. Vance, oh my God. Somebody just needs to send him home and make him just sit on the couch and stay there. Man, I can't stand kiss asses. You know what I'm saying? Stand on your own ground. You know what I'm saying? I understand you want to be vice president and all that, but you ain't got to kiss his ass and agree to everything he's talking about just to, you know what I'm saying, just for him to approve you. Just so he can give you a pat on the back and say, "Good job." J.D. Vance reminds me of a child that's trying to do everything to win over his father's approval. That's what he reminds me of. Trump is his father, and he's trying to win Trump over. So he's going to agree with whatever Trump is doing, whatever Trump says, how Trump acts, when he's rude, when he's disrespectful. Oh, that's just him being funny. I'd rather be with a president that knows when to laugh and to make jokes than somebody who's always serious. No. What we need is somebody who's always serious, because we need somebody to go in there and get the job done. I don't know. I don't know much about Kamala Harris, but we've had Trump in the office, and we see what that brought us. So right now, I just want him out, because all he's going to do, he brought us down in the 4 years that he was president. He brought us down. I remember when they was talking about COVID, and he was talking about maybe we could do something with bleach, to inject ourselves with bleach or drink bleach to kill the coronavirus. Oh my God! And he has so many people that's worshiping him like he's a god, that I'm surprised people didn't go home and inject themselves with bleach. I'm surprised it wasn't on the news about how many people died injecting themselves with bleach. Oh my gosh. When he lost the election to Biden, there was people outside crying. They showed on the news. People outside crying like they just lost a child or something. When I said they was crying, they were crying, boo-hoo-hooing. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Okay, if he lost, be upset. But all the crying, like, oh my God. I mean, come on. I was like, these people nuts. These people are really nuts. When he won the election, I was upset. Yes, I was upset. But I'd be damned if I was going to be outside. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, I can't believe it! Falling on the ground, and I'm surprised people didn't take their lives when they went home. I just pray that, I know that there's a lot of his followers that has turned over and decided to vote for Kamala Harris, because they played it on the news and stuff like that. People saying that they voted for him 2 terms, but they won't be voting for him today because they realize after the 2nd term that Trump is all about himself. He's greedy. He's a liar. He's a narcissist. They say that he's a racist, which I truly believe. I truly believe. I remember seeing a picture of him. I don't know who showed it to me. It was a black and white picture of him, his mother, and his father. And his mother and father had on one of those KKK white outfits with the hood. And he was standing next to them, hugging them. And I was like, oh, so his family, his mother and father was a part of the KKK. They had on the whole white outfit with some red in it and stuff. The father had the hat on, and he's standing with them hugging. I'm like, really? Okay. And they have done news interviews with his niece, and his niece was saying that he is a racist and that he uses the N-word all the time. When she was young, he used to use the N-word all the time in the house and stuff. Him and his father, they use the N-words a lot. And, she's totally against him, but she was saying she remembers a lot growing up of her grandfather and her uncle using the N-words around the house. And then his nephew was talking. They did an interview with his nephew, and his nephew was saying, because his nephew has a child that is autistic, or he has some kind of medical problem. I don't know if he's autistic or if it's something worse than autism, but he said Trump has control over the money that helps to take care of. I think when his grandfather died, he left him with a trust for his son, but he put Donald Trump in charge of that trust. So whenever he needs more money for his son's treatment and his son's care, he has to go to Donald Trump to get more money. So he said he went to Donald and said that the money that he gave him is running out. So he needs more money to continue to have the support for his son, as far as nurses and medicine and stuff like that. Donald Trump told his nephew, your son don't even know who you are. Why don't you just let him die and then you just move to Florida and live your life? Mind you, this is his great nephew that he's talking about. But he's telling his nephew to let his son die. He said he doesn't even know who you are. He doesn't recognize you. Just let him die, move to Florida, and live your life. And he said he told Donald, my son do know me. And I can't believe you would say something like that. No, I will not let my son die. And this, that, and that. Now, I don't know if Donald Trump ever gave him the money, but he said, I don't know if it was on CNN or what station it was on, but I was watching it. And I'm sitting there with my eyes open and my mouth like, because I couldn't believe he would say that to his nephew about his great nephew. How you tell this man to let his son die and move to Florida and live your life? Like, how could you say something like that? He don't even know who you are. So, okay, even if he didn't know who he is, that's still his son. He's supposed to just let his son die so he can be relieved of the burden of him. Basically, that's what he was telling his nephew. Oh, your son is a burden. Let him die so you can live your life. That's what he was basically telling him. He's not even thinking, this is this man's son that he created. He loves his son. He's trying to save him. He's trying to give him the best life he can until the Lord decides to remove him from this world. How are you going to sit there and tell this man to let his son die? Just let him die. But yet, he done made fun of handicapped people. I've seen that on one of his, when he was running for president and he was doing his little rallies. He was doing all like this here, making fun of handicapped people, making fun of fat women, saying that fat women are disgusting. We're disgusting, because I consider myself fat. We're disgusting. And I could just imagine the stuff that his father used to say around the house to his mother, and the things that he must have heard his father say about women, and just in general, people just in general. And people saw this. They saw him making fun of handicapped people. They saw him making fun of fat women. They saw the video of his nephew saying that Donald told him to let his son die. How, after seeing these things, do you still praise this man? Only thing I can think about is all of these people that are still rooting for him after watching all of these things. Come on, when Trump was president, he had all of one of the first things he did was started deporting Dominicans and stuff like that. They were separating babies from their parents. Babies. I believe, and then they was putting them in cages like they was animals. And I think they said one child, I don't know, it could have been more, but I know for sure one child died while in the cages and stuff. But they showed the kids in cages, like big cages, and they showed them in cages. And that's why I don't understand how Dominicans can support this man. You see what he was doing to your people? Putting the kids in cages, separating babies that was only months old, separating them from their mothers because the mothers might have been born here, but the kids wasn't. So they was taking the kids from their mother at that young of an age. I don't understand how they vote for this man. Like, the only thing I can see is that everybody that's still voting for him with, knowing all these things, y'all gotta be Satanists. Y'all have to be. Y'all have to be Satanists, and y'all feel like he is a direct, what is it called? I don't know, but I'm just saying, he's got to be a Satanist, and they're worshiping him like he's a god. And because there's no way in the world that you can see all the horrific things that he's done, all the horrific things that he said, and he mocked. I mean, he didn't just talk about handicapped people, he mocked them. He actually, oh gosh. He actually acted it out on how, handicapped people are and how they move. He acted it out.
Leaves are falling,
and these people worship him like he came straight from heaven. He didn't come from heaven, he came from downstairs. Him downstairs is where he came from. I don't know, man. I just, every day I've been watching, as the race is, closing in. And I've just been watching the polls every day. There's a new poll. He's been trying to shut stuff down. He's been trying to make it hard for people to, he's been making it hard for people to vote, or trying to. I don't know if he's succeeding at it, but he's been trying to stop people from voting. Now they're talking about in some states, if you come to vote, you gotta have a passport, a birth certificate to prove that you're a citizen, or you can't. They never did that before. He's trying to make sure that there's nobody for Harris that can vote for her. So he's trying to prevent people from voting by making it harder for them to be able to vote. Because let's be real, how many people know where their birth certificate is? You know what I'm saying? How many people have passports? I have a passport. My husband has a passport, but my kids don't have passports. They have their birth certificates, but that's only because I've held on to all of my kids' birth certificates. But if I was to ask my kids right now, where's your birth certificate? They're like, I don't know, I thought you had it. I don't know, I thought you had it. They don't know. And a lot of these teenagers and these 20-year-olds don't have their birth certificates. So, and this is what they're counting on. They're counting on them to not have birth certificates. And how many black people do you know? Let's be honest. How many black people do you know that have a passport? You know what I'm saying? How many people you know go on trips? Black people go on trips across the seas and different countries and stuff like that to where they need a passport. You know what I'm saying? So this is what they're counting on. And so if you come to some of these states, if you come to vote and you don't have a birth certificate or your passport, you can't vote. They're not allowing you to vote. It's crazy. They're gonna do anything to try to make sure that Trump wins, and it's crazy.
deep down,
Only thing I can say
she
is
will take on the giant corporation.
people better start looking around for their birth certificates.
In fact,
They
it's
really
something
better,
she's
because
done
if
before.
not,
During the California wildfires,
it's crazy.
she went after the price gougers.
Anyway,
During the
I've just been
pandemic,
watching it
we worked
every day, a
together
little
with
bit
the
every
Senate
day.
to stop
So far, they got Kamala Harris leading in most of the states. But, you know, we still got, what, 60-something days left. So them numbers can change. So I'm just hoping she's going to win over him. And I hope it's going to be a landslide. I really do.
companies that charge an arm and a leg for prescriptions.
Yeah, I'm doing a half an hour. I'm on 26 minutes so far.
Billionaires who don't pay
But I'm trying my best to stay consistent with this because
and she'll take
I need to do what I need to do. I need to get my health in check. Like, believe it or not, my health is not as bad as it seems. Like, I have hypothyroid, you know, and, you know, I have the gastric sleeve and stuff like that. But, you know, and I have a little bit of problem with my breathing, but that's because I might have to have an operation in my nose, because he said my nose is swollen and that's why my breathing is the way it is. But he said that he gave me medication to try to shrink it, but if the medicine don't shrink it, then he might have to perform surgery. I'm okay with that, as long as I can breathe better. Because I had a surgery on my nose twice in 2015. And since then, it's gotten worse. So, but it was another doctor that did the surgery, not the same doctor that I have now. I went, this other doctor I went to, he really messed me up because I had my tonsils taken out, but he took out my adenoids and my uvula. And when I went to an ear, nose, and throat specialist, he asked me why did he take my uvula out and stuff. And I said, I don't know. I was asleep. He told me he was taking out my tonsils. When I woke up and I saw him, he told me he took out the uvula and all that. And he told me he didn't need to do that. But the problem was that when I went to my other doctor, it was 2020. So that was 10 years, 15 years later. So I couldn't do anything about it. But I would have went sooner. If I would have started having problems earlier, I would have went and I could have found out and I could have sued him. But because it was so many years later, I couldn't sue him. So it's kind of messed up. I wish I would have knew. So now, because he messed up inside my nose, I've been having issues. So I might have to have another surgery. But I'll find out. I think, this month, September, I have an appointment with my ear, nose, and throat. So he's going to look. I had medicine to take for the first 2 weeks when he prescribed me the medication. I took that, and he had some antibiotics. I took that, but now my nose is starting to stop up all over again. I'm having the same problem. So he had told me if it didn't work, then he'll probably have to perform surgery.
To confront violent hatred, running against a man who said neo-Nazis in Charlottesville were fine people. I see a candidate who has sought to reform and uphold the law, and a man who wrongly assumed his mugshot appeals to Black America. I work with Kamala Harris. In every consistently committed to making government work for those of us who've been disadvantaged. All Donald Trump has been consistent
some
about
water.
is making himself richer
Anyway,
and
y'all.
sowing division to get
Woo,
that
child.
done. This man
That's
sat
it.
right here in Chicago
Let me see what time
a few
it is.
weeks ago, refusing to apologize for claims that migrants were taking black jobs. Well, in November,
All right,
we're
it's
gonna
10:30.
show him when blacks
So
do their job.
I'm gonna go take me a shower. I'm gonna finish watching this, and then I'm gonna go and watch some of my
We are gonna join
favorite
with
YouTubers.
whites and browns
And
and
then-
Asians, and we're gonna do
Whew.
a job on those.
Then I'm gonna
that
get in the
have done
bed.
a
I gotta
job
take
on
me a
us.
shower. I gotta take me a shower. Come back in here, watch this, and do what I gotta do.
Tonight, we
Ah.
are going to realize
So I feel good.
Shirley Chisholm's
I feel
dream.
good. Anyway, y'all, I will talk to y'all later. Bye bye.